Hi guys, I'm CJ Giles, and today in this part of the video, I'm just going to be going over a couple of the tools that are embedded into Zoom that will not only help to structure your teaching, but also really help you gauge how and when students are learning. So with that, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing and we can just look at a couple of the features in Zoom. So let's go ahead. And so when you first log into Zoom, you'll notice that your screen looks like this. It gives you the name of the room, the invite link. Theoretically, if you were using this with students, you would see a whole bunch of participants filtering in, and that number would be increasing. If you go ahead and click that, right now, I'm the only one in here, but you would see other students in here as well. There's also the chat feature. Something that I think is really great to incorporate into your class is this polling feature. So in real time, you would be able to edit in a question, ask that question, and launch the polls. You could also pre-add in a ton of different questions. So as you structure your mini lesson, your turn and talks can be pre-structured ahead of time, or if you have some opportunities where you really just need to gauge a quick yes or no, you could go ahead and do that here. And then as you launch the questions, so you'll see students have the opportunity to say yes, no, even give you some feedback on how the lesson is going. And so that's one really cool feature. I'm sure something many of us have heard about is that Zoom also has the opportunity to create breakout rooms. It's really easy and simple. You can decide if you want to have breakout rooms be created automatically, in which case kids get randomly put together, or manually, meaning that you want to go in and select the students that are going to be in each group. You just need to set up how many rooms that you want, create the breakout rooms, and as students are coming into your Zoom, you'll see the opportunity to assign them and to move their name into the different breakout rooms. And then whenever you're ready, you can open all of those rooms and you'll get the opportunity to shut down those rooms as well. So that's the second feature of Zoom. You'll notice that there is the chance to do a live transcript. I'll be showing you that feature in just a little bit in my second video. But the third thing I want to show you is what it looks like when you share your screen so that students can see your class in real time. So if I was going to share my screen for my class, you'll now see that this tab, this bar opens up at the top. Students don't see this bar, but you do. So you still have the opportunity to see who's here, conduct a poll, but if you press more, you can go in and deal with breakout rooms. But you also have this annotate feature, and the annotate feature is one of my favorite parts of this because this now is a way to make your class even more interactive. You'll see there's lots of different features that are here, and you should play around with them because different features will work for different groups of students, and depending on the purpose of your class for the day, certain things might be nice. So for example, I can use the spotlight feature that really helps cue in students to where I am simply by clicking on different parts of the page. For students who really need that extra support of zooming in and staying focused, this is a really nice feature to get that done. You can also use a spotlight feature, which does something a little similar. So it's a little bit smaller, but for some kids, this might be the right size tool they need to follow along with your class. You can also use the stamp feature. I know some of us practice annotation marks. This is almost the version of that we can think about. And again, we can ask students to annotate whenever they're reading something and they love, and then you can go ahead and show them how that works and model that for them. So if this was a part that really resonated with me, that might be a really nice feature to go ahead and make this interactive. And then whenever you're ready, you can clear all of the drawings, clear just my drawings, or clear the drawings just for your kiddos so that you can still see where you were, but they would no longer see that. Similarly, you can add text and you can draw. And so these are some that you may be more familiar with, and you can almost think about this as an annotation tool. It does take a little bit of practice. It does take a little bit of practice to get used to working with these, but the more that you practice them, the more that you're going to be able to think about the best ways to incorporate these into your features. And so the best thing to do is go ahead, start Zoom, share your screen with yourself, and then you can just practice seeing what would this look and feel like. Something to think about as well is when you're in your Zoom, you can get your students, you can give your students the opportunity to share their screens. And if you allow that, students would also have the opportunity to annotate on the text, or you can give them annotation rights and they can annotate onto your screen. So there's lots of different ways to use this feature, but it's definitely going to be an opportunity to ensure that your students are focused in on the learning, are able to be engaged and ask questions about what they need, and then you'll get some real-time data about what's working, what's not working, and how to best move forward. So enjoy playing around with Zoom, and I hope that it is going to be helpful for you. Thanks.